A Republican-commissioned review of the nearly 2.1 million ballots cast last year in Arizona has confirmed the accuracy of the official results and President Joe Biden's win in Maricopa County. The draft report from Cyber Ninjas confirms the county's canvass of the 2020 general election was accurate, and the candidates certified the winners did, in fact, win. Maricopa County tweeted last night. Cyber Ninjas is the Florida-based cybersecurity company leading an effort by Republicans to audit the 2020 presidential election in Arizona. In a statement, Maricopa County Board of Supervisors Chairman Jack Sellers said in part, "This means the tabulation equipment counted the ballots as they were designed to do, and the results reflect the will of the voters." That should be the end of the story. Everything else is just noise. Maricopa County did not release the draft. NBC affiliate KPNX of Phoenix said it obtained a copy of the report and that the review widens Biden's victory margin by 360 votes. The findings are scheduled to be released later today in the state Senate. Joining us now, Chief White House correspondent for the New York Times, Peter Baker, Pulitzer Prize-winning columnist and associate editor of the Washington Post, Eugene Robinson, and former chief of staff to the DCCC, Adrian Elrod. She was senior aide to the Hillary Clinton and Biden presidential campaigns. And it's great to have you all on board this morning.
So tell me, Gene Robinson, what if you hired a group of bank robbers to go in and pull off a heist, and you find out the next morning that they had actually put $10,000 more of your own money in the bank? Because that's basically what happened to Donald Trump. These cyber ninjas whose leader believed in conspiracy theories, and we're talking about bamboo chips in the ballots in Arizona. These cyber ninjas actually found out Donald Trump lost Arizona by an even wider margin than the first 43 recounts that were performed out there.
Yeah, I mean, that is a riot. I was driving down to the studio this morning when I heard that report and swerved almost into the next car. I was laughing so hard. If there is poetic justice in the world, this is an example of it, and it shows what we already knew, right? That the votes were accurately counted because they've been recounted umpteen times. But down in Mar-a-Lago or wherever he is these days, you know, the former president is just flailing, and he'll flail about this. He'll have something to say about the cyber ninjas, and maybe they didn't fight hard enough for him. Apparently, nobody fought hard enough for him. This is you know, if this were a TV series, we would have said that Donald Trump jumped the shark long ago. This whole "the election was stolen" thing jumped the shark long ago. Yet, unbelievably, there are still millions of Americans who will believe him when he comes up with whatever lame excuse he comes up with for this quote audit, end quote, to have found he lost. He's a bigger loser than we even suspected.
You know, Peter Baker, I mean, you just go through this with the conspiracy theories that the 45th president of the United States is continuing to pushing about how the election was stolen. You have, of course, 63 federal courts that say, no, that's not true. The United States Supreme Court said, no, that's not true. You have, of course, Georgia election officials that said it wasn't true. You have Arizona election officials who have said it's not true. You now have cyber ninja people saying it's not true. You actually had Trump's own data people saying it was the cleanest, most well-run election ever run before. And you can go down the list. Now you have Lindsey Graham, Mike Lee, others coming out saying that it was a clean election, that there was no widespread voter fraud, and that Biden was dutifully elected president of the United States. And yet, the conspiracy theories keep getting churned out by Donald Trump. keep getting sort of finding echoes in people like Dean Heller, a former senator running for governor. Let's see, who else? Recounts going in Texas. The insanity is a state where Trump won. It is pure insanity and pure madness. And yet an awful lot of Republican leaders still feel the need to play along with this madness.
Well, in fact, there was a report just this last few days, which I think was very telling, that showed that even the Trump campaign produced a memo last winter before this famous Rudy Giuliani, press conference where they presented these fanciful allegations about voting machines. Even the Trump campaign did a memo in advance showing there wasn't anything to that either, and that they knew that this was all basically hokum. And I think that what's remarkable is not only that it's still continuing, here we are in September, the year after the election, but that it has succeeded. It has succeeded in convincing a large share of the Republican base that something untoward happened. And then, in fact, President Trump was somehow cheated of an election that, in fact, he lost convincingly by 7 million votes. The latest poll, I think, was something like 77% of Republicans believe that Joe Biden was not legitimately elected president. And that's a real consequence. I mean, it goes beyond just sort of this, we can laugh, as Gene said, at the fact that the Arizona audit that was supposed to prove that he was cheated, in fact, proved the exact opposite. And it is ironic, to say the least. And yet there is such a serious consequence to, a large share of Americans believing that their democracy is unfair and broken, when in fact it's not.
Yeah, that's an important point. The cyber ninjas may be a joke, and they may have found more votes for Joe Biden this time around, but they were propped up by the state Senate in Arizona, who funded and allowed them to do their business here.
Hey, thanks so much for watching our YouTube channel. You can follow up on today's top stories and breaking news, or catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.